Hi.
Hi guys, welcome to Simbly Chumma. After an amazing IPL 2021 session that we had recently, we are back with our next segment, which is focusing primarily on the T20 World Cup that's taking place right now in UAE. We are going to be here with loads of insights, lots of new content, so please do stay tuned to Simbly Chumma.
Yes, and we are doing something similar to preview 360, but without. Usually I do it alone, so now we are doing it together. Yes, the live match viewing will also continue, but only on India matches.
We'll be watching all the India matches live, so don't forget to join us. We will put out all the information soon. So it will be really interesting and exciting. And tomorrow's the first match, right? India and Pakistan, so we can't really wait for it.
Now today, let's talk about today's match, the first leg of the World Cup.
Super 12.
So for first leg is finished. Now we know who all are the teams that are coming and playing in the Super 12. The 4 teams that have come inside are Scotland, Bangladesh,
Namibia
and Sri Lanka. These 4 teams have come inside the Super 12. Ireland, very surprisingly, didn't qualify. That was actually a shocker for me. But still, let's get on with today's match. Today is a double-header. The first match will be Australia versus South Africa. Let's get on with it.
So Australia versus South Africa, you would think it's going to be really interesting matches. People would, because generally Australia and South Africa have had some kind of a competition. Oftentimes we've seen them, compete in the semi-finals.
Usually it is the most. It's a very extremely tough match that is. Almost a surety, right?
Correct.
Even in from the sandpaper incident to every single thing happened between these two. These two have a amazing chemistry with each other. They have a big rivalry going on. So it is usually a pressure cooker scenario whenever Australia and South Africa matches are happening. But
and you would expect this to be a much anticipated, much awaited match, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to be the case, right?
The last few years have completely changed it, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, both teams don't seem to be, at least if you look at their recent performances, both teams don't seem to be in very great form per se. Of course, we know that of the last 10 matches, South Africa have won 9 of them.
Yeah.
And but Australia have won only 4 of them. So, and especially the last 4 matches, Australia has lost. And even in the warm-up matches, Australia has not done really. They won only 1 match against New Zealand, and against India, they really took a
both the teams are trying desperately to prove themselves. And South Africa has been having a better hand in this than Australia.
But Australia also seeing a lot of injuries, right? They're also really struggling with a lot of injuries and poor forms.
It's been completely plaguing Australia for a long time now, and it's just continuing, right? Let's talk about the recent form in T20 International. We are not considering the recent warm-up matches as well. But if you can see here, Australia won the last 5 matches. They won just 1 match. And whereas South Africa has won all the 5 matches. There was 3 matches with Sri Lanka and 2 matches with Ireland. That's not a big thing, but still, it's beating Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka is great, isn't it? Correct. So that is a plus point for South Africa, and most of their players are in good form after going to, let's say, Caribbean Premier League, IPL, and all those things. In Australia, the only person who's actually in form because of the IPL is Maxwell.
Absolutely.
And Warner's
not really doing well. We've already seen, and all his teammates have constantly been saying that he needs to get in form, he needs to start playing. But we've seen even in the IPL, he was not able to perform well.
And Smith also has been hitting the runs, but unable to get those runs in a good strike rate. That has been plaguing him, and that has been a problematic area for him. And because of that, the team suffers as well. Right?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the head-to-head history between these 2 teams. If you can see in the last in 21 international matches that these 2 have played each other, right? out of which 13 has been won by Australia.
Australia.
8 have been won by South Africa.
So clearly, Australia seems to have the upper hand when it comes to the face-off between each other.
And here there's one more thing that you can see, which is the average runs. Average runs that Australia has taken is around 155.4 when compared to 140. That's an average, that there is a gap between of almost 15 runs. Just imagine 15 runs average that Australia has taken more than South Africa is a big, huge thing in 21 matches, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So that is something that Australia might be looking at and thinking that maybe the last match also they actually thrashed South Africa for a very low score. That was before the COVID happened,
pandemic
right?
happened, yeah.
And then
2020.
they won quite easily. Let's talk about the last few years, the 4 matches that they have played each other.
South Africa won 2 and Australia won 2. So
Not much of a...
Yeah. So they are both balanced. It's pretty balanced. They're equally poised with respect to that.
Let's talk about the ground info. Where is this happening, Vandana?
So this is happening in Abu Dhabi, and right, we've seen the last few matches that took place in IPL. We've seen that as the IPL wore off, the Abu Dhabi ground, the dew factor started coming into play. Most of the matches during the IPL, of course, took place during the evening, and that kind of started favoring the team batting second.
True, but this is going to happen in the afternoon.
So that's an interesting thing because there the dew factor doesn't come into play. So I guess it'll be for both teams. It kind of works well. And
so the toss is not going to
be so crucial. Yeah, the toss is not really crucial.
That's going to be a big factor for South Africa and Australia too. So, and as second thing, we have seen that Abu Dhabi is the only pitch which has been a little consistent compared to last year, isn't it?
Correct. Actually, so if you look at the ratio between the team batting second and the team batting first, though team batting second has won more percentage of matches, but the difference between the two is not really that much.
Yeah, around 55 to 45, right?
Yeah, like
which is not quite big when you compare it to Sharjah or Dubai, right?
Correct.
But the one thing is constant, which is the number of wickets taken by pacers to spin. It's actually pacers dominate here in UAE than spinners, and pacers who can have that slow ball variation.
Correct.
Are actually very, very effective. If you can see.
So actually, you see that in Abu Dhabi, 209 wickets have been taken by pacers as against 96 by the spinners.
This is the last 2 IPLs compared. This was taken from ESPN Cricket Info. Apart from that, if you can see, leg break bowlers or fast bowlers have taken the best economy as well as the best average, very good average. But the pacers who can bowl the slow balls, those are the ones who are very effective taking the wickets. Maybe not.
They are not. Yeah, economy wise, they may not be so effective, but they are the ones who are able to get the wickets.
Apart spinners, they can take a wicket if they bowl the right areas, but it's not going to spin in a big way for troubling a batsman, right? They can bowl the top spinners, they can bowl the fast ones, and change the bowling area, the pitching area. That can change they can take the wickets that can trouble the batsman. That's the only way that they can trouble the batsman, not by spinning it in a big way, right?
Absolutely.
So that is where all these Rashid, everyone can come inside the picture. Even Ashwin can be very effective in these grounds. Let's talk about head-to-head players wise.
So if you take a look at the Australian batsmen, so we primarily are looking at 2 guys, right? Steve Smith and David Warner. So Steve Smith, in 8 matches, he has scored 90 runs at an average of 47.5.
Against South Africa.
Against South Africa, yeah. So we're talking about the head-to-head, right? And when you look at David Warner, 14 matches against South Africa, he has scored 457 runs at an average of 35.15. And we know that David Warner actually...
Any average that is above 30 in T20 is good. I have always said that, right?
Yeah, Warner has had some trouble with his form recently, but I guess everyone's waiting for him to finally, get better, and maybe this is his chance to bounce back.
Definitely. Even all the IPL teams will be looking at his form. because the mega auction is just going to be underway, and every single team will be interested in taking him. Right?
Correct.
Let's talk about South African batsman Quinton de Kock. In 12 matches, has taken 351 runs against Australia at an average of 43.88. That is brilliant as well. David Miller, 12 matches, 241 runs, 24.78 average. Usually comes at middle order. He's not been very effective against Australia, but not that bad as well.
Absolutely. When it comes to the Australian bowlers, Pat Cummins in 9 matches has taken 12 wickets, whereas Ashton Agar has taken 9 wickets in just 4 matches.
Is Australia going to play Agar or any spinners? If we have one more spinner in their arsenal, are they going to play with 2 spinners? That is a big question, especially in a pitch like maybe in Sharjah they can play 2 spinners.
Yeah, but considering that this pitch is favors more of the pacers,
it all depends on whether Stoinis is going to bowl. That is a big factor. If Stoinis is going to bowl, then they can think about taking off Ashton Agar or Adam Zampa. Let's talk about South African bowling. Kagiso Rabada, 9 matches, has taken 8 wickets. Has not been very effective here in international matches, but his experience in IPL can come forth here. He has been excellent in the IPL last year as well as this year. He's not been very effective in this year, but still, last year has been exceptional, right?
But he's also been the perfect matchup against Maxwell because he's dismissed him 3 times in 27 balls in all the T20s, and he has also bounced out Maxwell in the 2019 50 over winner.
Yes, true.
So that will be an interesting
matchup, right? As well as Lungi Ngidi has taken 7 wickets in 4 matches. That, if you can see, that is actually exceptional, right? 7 wickets in just 4 matches. Agar has taken 9 wickets in 4 matches. So that way, comparison-wise, that is quite effective. Ngidi has been quite effective than Rabada in international matches when compared to these head-to-head matches, right? Let's talk about important stats. Quinton de Kock has been very effective against Australia. We have already seen the head-to-head. But against Pat Cummins, who's one of the premium bowlers in the world right now, he has been batting at a strike rate of around 214. That is just exceptional. Batting average of 247 against loose left-arm orthodox, and batting at strike rate of 188 in over 17 to 20.
That's absolutely fantastic.
But he has struggled against spin bowling. Even though left-arm orthodox, he's been effective. The rest of the spinners, let's say leg spinners or off spinners, he has not been as effective. And Ashton Agar and Adam Zampa, if both of them are going to play, or anyone, is definitely going to trouble de Kock, especially, right?
Yeah. Tabrik Shami is just 4 wickets away from taking the most number of T20 wickets and in a single calendar year, right? He's already taken 28 so far in the year 2021. So I'm sure he's going to give his all to try and create that record and also make sure that South Africa kind of strengthen their position in this T20 World Cup.
Shamsi at the same time is having a small injury scare.
Yeah,
match,
but I think he's already cleared the medical test and he's going to be part of it.
There is a small, but still they want to take the call last minute. Because if it all depends on how the pitch is going to be there, which is going to work out, they will actually check out the pitch and then decide whether Shamsi is needed today or they can save him for the rest of the tournament. So let's talk about David Warner. David Warner has
he's actually exceptional against spinners, and he has some terrific strike rate and average. He has been dispersed mostly by right-arm fast bowlers.
And that's where Rabada can come inside, right? So the Rabada has been exceptional. Let's talk about the matchups here. That we can actually lead that to matchups. Yeah, matchups. 54 balls that David Warner has played against Rabada. Yeah, Rabada in the international, that is. Um, yeah, David Warner has hit 81 runs and has been dismissed thrice.
3 times.
So it is 3 times average of less than 9, as I already told, less than 930. So 3 times 81 divided by 3 is less than 30, right? So anything less than 30 is actually quite good. So we have to give this advantage to Rabada. But a strike rate of more than 150, it's an advantage to the batsman. Is it? Let's talk about the next matchup. Shamsi versus Aaron Finch. In 14 balls that Finch has faced Shamsi, he has been able to hit him only for 12 runs and has been dismissed twice. So Shamsi has a big advantage here, average of just 6, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Let's talk about De Kock and Stark.
Yeah. So in the 12 balls that he has bowled,
Yes.
he has made only 16 runs and he's been dismissed twice.
Yes.
So that's a
So
terrific average.
Stark has an upper hand of De Kock, even though De Kock is exceptional against fast bowlers. We have already seen that.
Correct.
So even though he has a superb record against Pat Cummins, he doesn't have a good record against Stark.
Stark as such. Next up, we have Mitchell Marsh against Lungi Ngidi. So in the 11 balls bowled, he has got only 8 runs.
And been dismissed twice. But Lungi Ngidi, will he play? If he is playing, will he be bowling at Marsh at the death overs, right? Because usually Marsh comes at the way end, right? Especially in the death overs. So he is a death over specialist. He can bat death over batsman specialist, and Ngidi
usually doesn't bowl death overs, right?
He bowls 1 or 2, but he's not a specialist. He's not a specialist death over specialist, right? Rabada is there, Nokia is there. So they will most probably will be bowling at that time. Let's talk about Glenn Maxwell against Rabada.
So in the 22 balls bowled, he has Maxwell has hit 31 runs and has been dismissed twice by Rabada.
And second thing, this is actually the last 3-4 years, 4-5 years. Even before that, if you can see, he has been dismissed one more time, if I'm not wrong, around 38 runs. He's scored of 27 balls and dismissed thrice. So that means an average of around 12. So that is actually a big plus for Rabada when compared to Maxwell. Maxwell being the premier batsman for Australia, Rabada has a clear upper hand. Let's talk about the probable 11 for Australia.
So we have Aaron Finch as the captain, David Warner, Stephen Smith, Ashton Agar, Glenn Maxwell, Marcus Stoinis, Mitchell Marsh, Matthew Wade, Adam Zampa, Mitchell Stark, and Pat Cummins.
We actually think that there might be. This is the problem 11 that we have chosen. So most probably we are expecting both the spinners to bowl because they have been exceptional in the warm-up matches. The Ashton Agar has taken a lot of wickets as well. So they can't take him, and Adam Zampa is just exceptional in bringing the runs down. And whenever they want a wicket, he usually gets a wicket. So that is where Adam Zampa comes in. So they can actually bring, if Stoinis is bowling, then it will be exceptional. They can actually have if Stoinis is bowling, they have the leeway to bring extra spinner, right? Or else they will have to bring in a fast bowler because Mitchell Marsh can bowl as well. So that means that Maxwell can bowl as well. So they have a good bowling attack if Stoinis bowls. That is. Let's talk about South African team. We have Aiden Markram, we have David Miller, Vander Dussen, we have Temba Bavuma being the captain. We have Klaasen, we have De Kock, Nokia, Rabada, Shamsi, Ngidi, and Keshav Maharaj. And Keshav Maharaj has been exceptional in the last few years for South Africa, and maybe he can be the trump card here. But again, will they go for 2 spinners, right? Will they go for Maharaj as well as Shamsi? That is a big question. Let's talk about the Fantasy 11, Simbly Chumma's Fantasy 11 pick.
We have Peacock as the captain.
We have chosen Peacock as the captain. We really think that he's going to be the trump card for South Africa. And then we have chosen Steve Smith, Aidan Markram, and then Glenn Maxwell
as the vice captain.
Yes, as well as Vander Dussen. Vander Dussen has been in great form, a great nick as well. Aaron Finch, Stoinis, Nokia, Rabada, Stark, and Adam Zampa. And Peacock in the last 5 matches we see has been exceptional batting wise, and so has been Bavuma. So if you want to bring Bavuma as well, there is a possibility, because Bavuma has been quite consistent, but has he played enough in the last few years, few months? That is the question, right? Peacock has played IPL, so he has a touch.
Correct, he's in touch.
So that can be that is why we have chosen Peacock and not chosen Bavuma in this 11, but Bavuma has been in an exceptional form as well. So just think about it before you choose your 11 as well. And please understand, the best thing is first match or first 2 matches, just leave it aside. Don't think about picking your 11. Check out how the teams are. Check out how the ground is behaving, because this we have been there is an information that they are using different pitches here for World Cup than they are using
what
in
they
IPL.
used during IPL. Correct.
So just wait, see the pitch, understand how it's behaving, and then choose your fantasy 11. Okay. Because it's almost like you're selecting with a blindfold, isn't it?
Correct.
Just think about it before you go. You can get lucky, so just don't put in too much money. That's all we are asking, because it's all about gambling, right? We want this as we're going to play fantasy 11, play it like for fun.
Yeah, play it as a game. Don't take it so seriously that you end up betting more money than you really can.
Yes. It's now Dream 11 is coming up with a new system where you can actually create a group for your friends and you can play against each other. Whatever money, that it doesn't matter. You
Correct.
can put 50 rupees or 50 rupees or 100 rupees. Yes, they will definitely take a cut, but it looks good, no?
Yeah,
I mean, those things are better. I think it's for the love of cricket. That's where we want to do this, than for the love of gambling, to get more money. Okay.
So we hope you enjoyed this video today. We are going to be coming up with more such content and a lot of interesting things over this entire season of the T20 World Cup. So please stay tuned to Simbly Chumma. And if you enjoyed this video, press the like button and the share button.
Who do you think will win today?
I'm rooting for South Africa.
I'm rooting for South Africa as well. Let's get on with it. Thank you so much. Bye.